Hey, what's going on? Yeah, it feels good to go on live again. I actually went live a couple days ago, but unfortunately, that particular live got blocked because I used music, I guess you could say copyrighted music in the live stream, and they ended up blocking it. So if y'all can't see that first live stream, that's the reason why. So from here on out, if I do have any music in my live streams or any of my videos for that matter, I'm gonna make sure that it's royalty free. What's going on, Sonia, Casey, and Neon? I'm just waiting for a few more people to get in here. I actually put out a tweet saying that I was going live. I did it like 30 minutes ago. Well, that's good. You said you just landed from San Francisco. What's going on, Isaiah and Ashen? Just waiting for a few more people to get in here. I think I have like 113 subscribers on this live channel, so I'm still, of course, building that up. Hopefully, back to where it used to be. And make sure that if you haven't done so already, to go ahead and hit the like button. I know, Ash, and I can't wait to see it either. You know, I'm gonna do a review of it on my SoundCloud account. The weather here today was very nice, by the way. For the last yesterday, it was nice. Today, it was nice. Tomorrow's gonna be nice. Unfortunately, on Sunday, it's supposed to rain. I don't know where y'all at located exactly, but where I'm at, the weather is actually feeling like spring. Sonya C said we are under attack from us. Of course, we've been under attack. When we never really had a moments of peace. Yes, Sonya. It really is a good show. It's probably one of the best shows on CW. You said the weather's getting a bit better in England. I don't know what it is. Whenever I think of England, it always seems like it's real dreary over there, or real gray, or whatever. it doesn't seem like it ever is any type of sun over there. Like it always seems like a very depressing place. He said, "Son, you said you're in Arizona. Well, well, that pretty much answers that. I'm sure it's warm there almost all year round." Ashton, I believe you told me about that in the last live stream that I did when you said that they plan on doing some kind of a rally, or it they call it a rally, but we know it's not really a rally in Atlanta like they did last year in Charlottesville. All I can say is just be as far away from that atmosphere as possible. What's going on, Joe? Yeah, because I don't want to like hear about anybody um who's black going down there and ended up in that same position like that individual in Charlottesville last year. I think the notifications on my YouTube channel are starting to work again because it seems like the views are actually getting back to where they are supposed to be. I don't know if they fixed something or maybe it's because of what happened out there that they decided to fix something, but I think the notifications out there is finally starting to work again like they used to. At least for me they are. To me at least. Oh yeah, I recorded the podcast for Sunday, so look for that upload on Sunday. Joe Johnson, I spoke about her. You talking about that Sabrina Claudio chick? I talked about her and went in on her too. I think I think I did a video about her yesterday when I got off work. Well, actually, I had already had the video done. I just uploaded it. Actually, you say you know they said that Thanos is stronger than yeah. I already knew that. Yeah, that Sabrina Claudio chick. She created a whole separate troll account just to talk about black women. And the way that she slipped up was because she had said something about an Afro Latina woman. It didn't have to be a woman, anyone in particular, but just them in general. And she said that they looked like something. I forgot what they said it was, and she posted it up on her main account, and that's how I got found out. So she basically exposed herself. because I never heard of the chick until all of this stuff came out yesterday, to be quite honest. They said she's worked with black producers and stuff of that nature, but even then, I still didn't know who she was. I wasn't looking for her either, so. But you have to have a lot of time on your hands if you are a quote unquote celebrity and you create troll accounts just to talk or speak ill of another group of people. Because if I was in her position, I wouldn't be worried about creating troll accounts. I would be worried about my career. And then she tried to do the same old, oh, I apologize. I didn't mean it to come out the way that it did, and this, that, and the third. But to my knowledge, she had that troll account for like 5 years. So she ain't apologizing because she's genuinely sorry for what she did. She's apologizing because she got caught. Just like most of them always do. That's why I say they do not know how to offer a genuine apology. And I stand by those words. Right, Jamal Talbot. Yeah, she had a huge black following. A lot of mostly black women were following her, and that's how I found out she had a huge following. I said, amazing how she had a huge following of the same group of women she was talking bad about. They even went up and found the tweets that she had put out there. Not all of them, clearly, but enough. No, I haven't seen that particular video, Joe Johnson. You said I wish Selena was still alive. I actually was going to say something about that. I was going to say it takes more than you being Puerto Rican Cuban able to sing a little bit to be Selena anyway. I often wonder what the music scene would have been like had she still been alive though. I wondered that about a few people like her, Aaliyah, Left Eye. You know, TLC would have still been making music together and whatnot. Okay, another thing I wanted to talk about because I want to like shift off of her. What did y'all think about that whole Black Lives Matter scammer, the one out in Australia? I talked about him yesterday as well. I actually found out thanks to one of my followers on Instagram. She sent me a picture of the guy and his name. His name was Ian McKay. And he basically created this Black Lives Matter account that had like 700,000 followers. And he was racking up in money from donations and selling paraphernalia that had Black Lives Matter on it and everything. But they found him and they ended up shutting down all his things. But he pretty much came out of there unscathed for the most part. He got everything out of the people that he wanted. I said they have to be smarter than that. And the thing that got me, I was like, this guy had 700,000 followers on Facebook. He had that many followers, but he wasn't verified. Usually they'll send something out if they want to verify somebody. Some people can get verified accounts with way less followers than that. So that was a red flag too. If he had more followers than the actual Black Lives Matter website itself, then why didn't he have a verified account? That he just knows that it's easy to trick black people. And that, for the most part, is a huge flaw in our community, is that we do not know how to see signs of trickery when it comes from outsiders. And Facebook, and speaking of Facebook, they already in hot water thanks to their CEO. I said he didn't have to travel all the way to DC to talk about what he said. Many of us already knew about that. I'm very sure it was other people, but because it said black, the thing is, it said Black Lives Matter. It didn't say All Lives Matter. Notice he did not gain any traction if he was to say All Lives Matter. He had to go where he knew he could get more bang for his buck. You said, did I hear about 45 having a black child out of wedlock? No, I didn't hear. As a matter of fact, I try my hardest to dodge as much of the crap that he talks about, because that's all it is a bunch of crap. It's a bunch of hot air. I wouldn't be surprised, but I try to avoid a lot of the stuff that comes out of his mouth and out of his administration as a whole. Mark Zuckerberg looked straight up robotic on TV. Like he looked like something straight out of the Terminator or Skynet. You said Willie D did a video about it today. I might go look at it if I need a good laugh. But speaking of people who lie and deny, no one is lying, doing more lying than those so-called Bill Cosby accusers. Did y'all see the video or listen to the video that Professor Black Truth did yesterday about them heifers? It was about a 45-minute long video, and every minute of it was beautiful. And then they had Janice Dickinson up there just lying her face off, whatever's left of her face, that is. I want y'all to listen to a tweet that I posted up today on my Twitter account involving Janice Dickinson. I said Janice Dickinson, or as I call her, Janice Dix in her, said in her book that she slept with at least 1,000 men. She is one of the Cosby accusers. Something tells me that as much mileage as she has, putting a dick in her is equivalent to throwing a hot dog down a hallway. She's a drug addicted individual too, because I can't even imagine how much cocaine she sniffed throughout the 80s. And her face looked like it's literally melting off of the foundation. And Sonya, to be honest, many of them are whores. If y'all watch the video that Professor Black Truth did, he literally exposed all of them. Well, at least all the ones we've seen. They all have some mug shots. They all have been strung out on drugs. They all have records and rap sheets. And they actually expect us to believe them. Ashton Lewis, yeah, I actually heard about that a few hours ago. If y'all don't know what he's talking about, it was this 14-year-old black kid who was going around trying to ask directions on how to get somewhere, I believe the school. And they asked this white couple, and this white couple went and pulled out their guns and started shooting at the kid. They didn't kill the kid, but they shot at him. You said that Janice looked like Bruce Lynn Jenner. They look like they could be related, though. He said they could be brothers. You got to remember, Bruce Lynn Jr. at the end of the day, DNA wise, is still a man. I don't care what he tried to transition into. Notice I said what and not who he tried to transition into. So basically, the safety on the gun saved the child's life. Well, that was dumb on their part for the simple fact they don't know how to use their own weapon. But I'm glad that they didn't know how to, because the child could have died. At first, Joe Johnson, I was going to say what Call of Duty boy, then I had to think about how I titled this one video. You talking about the Isaiah guy, the one who went into the train station or whatever station that was, and with the guns and with the tactical gear on, and they didn't do anything to him? Shoot, if they could, they probably would have let him fire off a few rounds. I actually got a call from Winnow VZ about that particular video when he was on his live stream a few days ago. Well, it was a couple days ago. I think it was on Wednesday. It's not just in their nature to kill black people. It's just in their nature to kill, period. Let's not talk about all the wildlife that they killed and slaughtered, not just here in the establishment, but around the world. A lot of the times, the reason why a lot of these animals are now considered endangered species is because of them. Think about it. When you go out and like when they have those cabins in the woods that are mostly inhabited by the colonizer, they always have some kind of head of an animal on their wall. It could be a deer head, a boar head, some animal tusks. I'm not animal tusks, some elephant tusks. They could have the bear rug right there with the head attached to the rug, because they see that as trophies. That's why they say don't call it white on white crime, call it white on world crime. Because that's when you say world, that means it could be anything, not just not a human being. I'm like this. I said if they not killing the animal, they're committing bestiality, which is just as bad. And notice that a lot of the times, whenever they do crimes like that, whenever they commit a crime, they'll usually try to come up with something to soothe the crime over, and usually have it be only in their favor. Exactly, Sonya. That's why I always say when they say thrill in the kill, that applies. That phrase definitely applied to them. Did y'all hear about the new developments that came out involving Devontae Hart and his siblings? I said that story just goes from bad to worse. I actually did a video about it, and I'll probably upload it maybe tomorrow. But it got even more worse than before. So basically, they did find a relative, like an actual blood relative to Devontae Hart and his two siblings. He only had two other siblings that were biologically his. The other ones were adopted, and they weren't biologically related. Um, so they found out that they had an aunt, and she was trying her hardest to adopt the kids way back in like the mid 2000s, maybe like 2000, like around like 2010 region. And they kept denying her the ability to adopt the kids. And one day when she had to work, she left the kids with the mother. Now we found out that the mother was strung out on drugs, like she was a drug addict. CPS got wind of the aunt leaving the kids with the mother because she had to work, so she clearly couldn't take the kids with her. And then they immediately snatched the kids up and put them into the system, like into the foster care system. So this aunt was trying her hardest to adopt the kids forever, failed, or should I say was denied. But the minute that she made one little mistake, they came and took the kids away from her. And that's how they got into the system. And then they gave those kids over to those two women who killed them. And I was like, did they even do a background check on these women? Probably not. Because if they did, they would have known that they had a history of abuse. And now it's all come out that, all of that stuff has come out and now they're all dead. And it also came out that, the kids would go and tell the neighbors and things that they experienced racism with them. I wouldn't be surprised if they experienced any type of other abuse, such as physical and possibly even sexual abuse. But it's still a sad story all the way around, though. He said you remember the incest parents, they all got killed in Nightdale, North Carolina. I just heard about the incest case that just happened now with the parents and they killed the child. Is that the one you're talking about? Where where the parents killed the child who was born out of incest, and I think they killed themselves after the fact. They said you could tell Devontae, yeah, like when I saw that video of him going up there and he was hugging that white guy and he had that whatever that costume or whatever it is that he had on, I say, yeah, something is very, very wrong going on in that house. And that story is one of the most darkest stories I have read this year. And it's like you wish you had known all about this back then when that whole free hugs thing came out. That way we wouldn't have judged so harshly back then, because now it's like we are eating our words, because I can remember some of the things that people were saying about this boy. And it's like now you feel bad about the things that you said. Like, yeah, it's like I said, it's just a sad story all the way around. It's just really, really, it's really upsetting. I forgot what place it was. I think it's somewhere over in Africa where they saying they're not allowing anybody foreign to adopt kids from over there anymore, which I think is a good thing. Because I think they probably hear too many stories that probably come from here, and they like, oh, okay, now we're not about to risk our kids in the hands of these foreign entities who are clearly crazy and psychotic. And in the video, I actually was saying, I wonder what was going through the minds of those kids. What was the discussion that was being had when they were in that truck, but moments before it went over that cliff. Right, Sonia. Thank you. Ethiopia. And good for Ethiopia and all the Ethiopians who put that into play. But if you want to hear another story that was just equally as bad, that Brandy Odom one, the video I did earlier today, like that was the last video I posted up on my account before I did the did this live stream a couple hours ago. Now that one right there, now that one is like, who could who could possibly do something like that to anybody? Like like I said in the video, whoever did that, they killed her most likely in another location, and then they took her body and cut it up in the park, or maybe they cut it up elsewhere, and then disposed of her body parts all over that park, and then got rid of the weapon. And they found the weapon. They said it was a saw, and they said the only way that they were able to identify who she was is because of the tattoo on her left breast. I can't even imagine, like I said, the pain that she had to go through moments before she died, or was, killed, I should say, murdered, brutally murdered. Like, you got to be a real sick individual to do something like that. Good point, Ashton Lewis. Good point. I didn't think of that. He said Webster in Different Strokes with an image of ghetto black kids being adopted by rich white people was seen as lovable. Good point. Because I haven't seen a show where they had a black person adopt the white kid, let alone two of them. Exactly, and Mitch, that is programming to make it seem like only white people can care for these kids, but it's also to try to absolve them of racism. Oh, look, I have a black child. I took in a black child. That means I'm not racist. There's no possibility. Well, guess what also came out involving Devontae Hart and his siblings with those two white witches. According to an article in one of the neighbors, they said that one of the children will come over and tell them the racism that they experienced in that house from them. I wouldn't be surprised if they had them living like they were slaves. Right, Joe Johnson, the movie Blindside, the story about Michael Orr. Because it still puts them in a position of being the white savior. That's what it is. That's the words I was looking for. It puts them in a position of being the white savior. I mean, look at what Charlize Theron has done to her son, the black one, the one she has, excuse me, walking around in dresses and wearing blonde ponytail wigs and everything of that nature. And then you have some black people who are actually saying, well, what if he wants to actually dress like that? What if that's his decision? Those are the black people that push them to the side. Just push them to the side. You said Sandra Bullock in the adoption. Yeah, she still has. Doesn't she only have one? I thought she only had one child, one kid. It's Charlize Theron that has two. She has a boy and a girl, but the way she dressed that boy up, you would think she had two girls. And of course, we all know Angelina Jolie. She has the one black daughter. And notice that it's mostly white women that's doing that. But I will give you a story about two gay white men who did it, and they adopted it was a black brothers. I think it was like six of them, and when I saw a family portrait of them, that oldest one looked so uncomfortable, like he just did not want to be in that picture at all. Like he knew something was up, and he didn't want to be there at all. Like body language tells a lot. Like look at these pictures and how uncomfortable they look. And then it came out that it was when it came to that particular family, that there was some abuse going on in that family, on like sexual abuse going on. And I said, oh, that didn't surprise me either. So not only do they allow white couples to adopt black kids so fast, but they'll let single parents who are white adopt black kids so fast. And if you are lesbian and or gay and you're white, you can adopt kids probably just as fast. But don't let you be black. You're not going to get those kids. They're going to put you on a waiting list, or they're going to do like the aunt and wait for you to slip up, and then they'll come and take the kids away from you and then put them into the system. What's going on, Becky? Oh yeah, I know. But Madonna, see there again, another white woman. Madonna has that black child, and I don't know what it is, what she be doing with that black child. She thinks because she has that black child that she can act a certain way. But then again, Madonna thinks she can act a certain way because of the mileage that she has on her. Now that's another woman who's been passed around in the industry throughout her entire career. Exactly. They don't like seeing black families adopt, but they love to see white families adopt. Now, I will say this is the exception, not the rule. There was a story that I did last year about this family, this this black couple in Florida who adopted an entire family of kids, and I think it was like 7 of them. It was a few boys and a few girls, and they adopted the entire group because they didn't want them separated, and they successfully did it. But I don't know all the stuff they had to go through in order for that to happen, mainly because it was that many kids and because it was a black couple. Now they don't speak about that particular story often. They made sure that they have that one stay buried. Like they probably talked about it a little bit, but then they stopped talking about it altogether. And I think that's the only time I could think of where a black couple, a man and a woman, actually was successful in adopting some siblings and adopted all of them. If that is Sonia, if you're talking about that teacher that so well, I don't know, did she adopt him or she no, I don't think she adopted him. She allowed him to stay in her home. And she only did that because she wanted, well, y'all know what she wanted. And the thing is, his parents didn't know about it until months later. And I think it was the mother found out first and then the dad or something like that. Okay, he said it was recent. He said let a 24-year-old adopt a 14. So basically, that kid is old enough to be her sister. There's a 10-year difference. But like I said, the system is set up for them. You tell them that to their face, they'll try to deny it. He said they also have an underground system where they can pass adopted kids between themselves. Look for a boy called Moses. That sounds like something on the dark web. That dark web, I did a video about that. That's some weird stuff right there. I'm almost certain the teacher did molest the child. I mean, who at the age of 24 will quote unquote adopt a 14-year-old? Like what would you do? She probably developed a crush on him and said, "Oh, I need to find a way to get him in my house." He said they committing all types of child abuse. Oh, without a doubt. Why do you think they keep trying to lower the consent age? It seems like every year there's a debate about lowering that consent age. Apparently, 16, I think, is the lowest that it is in the establishment, but I think that's like only in a couple states. And of course, it's more of them states in those quote unquote rural areas, and we know what rural stands for. You said that I know Gandhi was racist. I did find that out years after I, discovered about him. But I did hear that he was racist and very racist at that, like a staunch racist. He said parents actually sell their own children in Asia. I wouldn't be surprised. Parents sell their kids here. They probably just do it on the low. It's just in Asia it might be legal. I'm not sure what Asia's customs are though. Right. He said, too bad Martin Luther King Jr. didn't know. He could have been very well at hiding his racism too. That's what you call your covert racist. I said I like my racist overt out in the open. That way I know who I'm dealing with and I don't have to guess. Joe Johnson, what does she do now? Yes, I heard. Yeah, Stephon Clark brother is acting crazy right now. I actually talk about that in my podcast. I don't know what's going on with him, but he needs to sit down. They need to shoot him with a trank dart or something so he can calm down and just be quiet. because I felt bad for him at first because I'm like, okay, I understand he's grieving because of the murder of his brother, but now he's doing entirely too much, and they're going to keep the camera in his face because that's entertainment for them. They see him acting out like that as a form of entertainment. They love seeing black people act like that. They get off on that. It turns them on. It's like a fetish. Oh, you said the Groupon thing. Because isn't she like a spokesperson for Groupon? Right. I saw they saw videos of him holding wads of cash and flashing it around and everything. Like he's doing entirely, and I do mean entirely too much. Based on how he's acting, I would believe he probably does have a mental illness, but still at the same time, if he has a mental illness, he doesn't need to be out in the open like that. He needs to be at a clinic or in somebody's chair. Like, and I think he might have a touch of maybe bipolarism because it's like when I saw him on that Don Lemon interview, like after he rang that bell, it's like he went from one emotion to another emotion just like that, and then went right back to the previous one. I think he got like multiple voices in his head. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts dancing in the rain. Yeah, like I said, something is definitely off with him. Like that's not normal behavior. I mean, if I lost a loved one like that, I wouldn't be out there acting a fool like that. Because now what is starting to make me question is he doing this all for attention for himself? Because when they said he had all this money, like thousands of dollars, I'm like, where did he get that money from? Because I hope it's not what I think it's from. I hope he's not taking donation money that was donated to his family on the behalf of his brother, and he's taking it and he's spending it. I hope that's not what the case is. He said something the mayor did got him money. Yeah, now he going buck wild with it too. He needs to calm himself down. He's doing a lot. Because when he starts acting like that, that's gonna shift everything from where it's supposed to be and put it all on him. The brother had his own GoFundMe account for what? Right, Ashton Lewis, because he's putting a target on his own back by putting himself out there like a complete idiot. And speaking of idiots, I'm glad that word came to my mind. Do y'all want to know who might be the biggest idiot right now? Tristan Thompson. I don't know what is going on with him, but he's another one that needs to slow his roll. Because that guy, okay, we all know that he got the first baby mama pregnant, but then he left right almost as soon as she was about to give birth and in labor. Now we know he ended up with Khloe Kardashian, and she got pregnant, and I think they said she just gave birth to a baby girl, and he wasn't there, but I read somewhere where it said that he was allowed to come up into the room, to the delivery room, and it was video that surfaced of him making out with not one but two women who I don't know who they are in the video. But then it also says that he was messing with another woman who wasn't one of the ones in that video. It's a completely different woman. Tristan Thompson is 6'7" and 27 years of age. He is going to be burned out by the time he is 30. I'm calling it now. He's doing all of this and is not even a good ball player. Like, at all. I didn't know Tristan Thompson was from Canada, honestly. And see, this is exactly why LeBron James said what he said. And he said, do not bring that Kardashian woman around the team because it is going to be nothing but drama and more drama. But my thing that made me laugh was like, he's 6'7". How low did he think he would keep? How low of a profile did he think he was going to keep? He stands out like a sore thumb. But I think he's enjoying this. I think he's enjoying this attention that he's receiving. But some tell me it's gonna all bite. It's all gonna bite him in the butt later on. Good point, Becky. Because I wouldn't be surprised if this is for a storyline. You know, because them Kardashians, they love to crave attention, and you know that mother it is the one pulling the strings. But I did make a joke though yesterday about the whole birth of Khloe Kardashian's new child. I said, "Congratulations, O.J. Simpson, you a new grandfather." I said, "Congratulations, Grandpa Juice," because you know it was always a running myth that uh, Khloe Kardashian was O.J. Simpson's daughter. You said that Robert Kardashian was still alive. You would be like, "What the fuck?" When we're talking about their dad, not the son. Clearly, the son is still alive. But that whole family got issues, though, for real. To be honest, I'm only going to be on here for a couple more minutes, then I gotta hop off. I just wanted to come on a little bit later because I figured more people would be able to see this live stream because of me doing it earlier the other day. I knew some people wouldn't be able to catch it. So if there's anything else y'all would like to talk about, let me know now. He said you did a video about them white college kids with tar. Oh yeah, the kid, the that fraternity out in California where they were well yeah, one of them he put tar on his face and pretended there was supposed to be a black guy, and then the rest of them were dressed like what they believe the typical hood black dude would dress like, you know, with the saggy pants, throwing up what they appeared to be gang signs and whatnot. I said they did that in the safety of their own white space and didn't do it with any black people around. That's equivalent to them trolling on the internet because they know that no one's going to check them. And then of course they tried to apologize, and then not in their apologies tried to say we didn't realize that this was anything racial. Don't fall for that crap. And if anyone deals with them accordingly, I applaud them. You said, did I see the new Jurassic World trailer? No, I didn't. I didn't even know they released one. You said, did you talk about Des Bryant losing his butter biscuits? No, I did not talk about Des Bryant losing. Did he get dropped from the team? I know he was trending today, but I didn't know why. Did he get dropped from the team? Did he get dropped from the Cowboys? Let me see if I can look this up. Des Bryant. Oh, he was released from the team. Well, for one, I wasn't a fan of Des Bryant, well, of the Cowboys anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. And after what Des Bryant has said in the past, oh, good luck. It's not like it won't hurt him. I'm sure he's gonna get picked up by another team. So it ain't like he's really hurting or anything like that. He'll be good. But what does get me is that the Ravens actually signed RG3 to a 1 year contract to be a quarterback. I'm like, y'all signed this guy who could not go a complete season without getting injured. I remember the last time I saw him play for the Cleveland Browns, that man got injured, and I think in game 3, and he was out for the rest of the season. That's a complete bust. And then in his personal life is about as shitty as his gameplay. But Colin Kaepernick, but that's fine because I will go into this NFL season the same way I went into the last one, not watching it. I haven't done a story about that chick in so long, and I plan to keep it that way until something drastic happens to her. And by her, to those of y'all who don't know who I'm talking about Tinker. Not what did I used to call her? Can someone tell me down in the comments what was my nickname for Tommy Lauren? Because it was a nickname I had for her. I talked about Nicole Rochelle in a video. I don't think I talked about her on this live stream. And I definitely talked about her in the podcast. Saltine Queen, thank you, Pinky, thank you, thank you. Somebody out there remember. See, that's how long I haven't talked about her because I forgot what I used to call her. Oh, so I happened to go look and type in Tommy Loren and typed in Mushart. So because she made that tweet about Dez Bryant. Oh man. But do y'all remember that coon Kevin, whatever his last name is, that made that very disparaging video about Philando Castile? Oh, talk about a man that you wish that you could jump to the screen and literally just knock his block off. That video right there pissed me off to the core, as True Royal Family would say. Yes, Pinky, I saw that video. I actually mentioned it in this live stream. It was so phenomenally done. I loved listening to it. I was gonna wait until today to listen to it because it was late when I saw it, but I said, nah, I gotta stay up and listen to this. And I'm glad that I did. And I listened to the entire thing without pausing it or going back. I listened to it straight through because I was able to get through it in one fell swoop, and I loved every second of it. And do y'all see those two the white America's favorite coonettes, freaking frack, polyester, and cotton? Y'all know what I'm talking about when I call them that. Up there caping for them. I said they only have white supporters. No sane black person will support anything that they do. They look like some straight up fools. And they love being looked at as fools too. Yeah, those two, Joe Johnson. I said if they I said I remember when that article came out saying how much they got paid. I think they said they only got paid for all their services, if you want to call them services, like $1,100 total, not a piece, but total. Or was it $1,200? Anyway, it wasn't enough like for them to uh, do whatever it is that they were planning on doing, and they were very very happy for them. Talking about, I said, talk about people who are excited for crumbs and still walking around with them crooked wigs on. Because I'll be looking at the tweets that they put up about them, and they say people need to stop talking about Diamond and Silk. They need to leave them alone. Those are two good black women. Okay. They only say that because they don't threaten the establishment whatsoever. They don't threaten their livelihood whatsoever. The only fans they have are them white ones. Those are two individuals right there that I can't wait for their wake up call to come. And it's been a long time coming. It needs to hurry up and happen, and soon. I heard they have some kind of a tour to go for people to go see them act like the clowns that they truly are. Diamond and Silk aren't even at the table. They are on the floor at the dog bowl. That's where they are at, by the dog bowl. They eat out of the same bowl as the family pet. And even the family pet is allowed into the master bedroom. They got to sleep outside. Hey, what's going on, True Royal Family? We were just talking about your favorite coonettes, Diamond and Silk. Yep, them cows, them cooning cows. It really is embarrassing the things that they would do in order to gain this kind of attention from people, and they are enjoying, they're eating it up. And you know what's so crazy? You would think that coons such as them would actually learn from past coons. There needs to be a book written on what happens to coons when they step out of line. They get exiled, and you can't come back over here. We've already been shut the door in your face, built up that wall and whatnot. There's no coming back for you. You might as well just stay on that side, on that other side. And not only are they coons, but they show the biggest stereotypes of black women of being loud and obnoxious and them ugly wigs and just being uncouth and tacky. I think that's the worst part of it all. Like they aren't even classy coons. They are classless coons. Like you have your coons like your professional coons like Omarosa. Then you have your clown coons like Diamond and Silk. Like there, it's like categories to cooning, but it all leads back to that same destination, and that is a disconnect from black people. That too, Becky, being fat. What's going on, Professor Babel Ascar? It's like people like them don't mind stereotyping themselves or showing themselves in the worst light just because they're getting some attention or some extra money from massa, and they're not getting much. That's the thing. They act like they about to be millionaires. I don't know many of these coons that are in the status as the one of whose ass they're kissing. I just don't. Like Diamond and Silk will never see the amount of money of Donald Trump. Neither will what's his name? David Clark. Many coons don't believe that they're actually cooning. Just like many racist people don't believe that they're racist. Meaning they live in some kind of alternate reality where in their mind they are doing something for the greater good, or they feel like they're doing something for us when they're not. They're doing it for personal gain and public embarrassment, which clearly they don't mind. Jamal Talbot, you said you had an encounter with an Uncle Ruckus today. That sounds scary. I can't. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever had a run-in with a coon before, and I don't think I ever want to be quite honest, because I don't know how I would react to that. Yes, I do have a Blue Yeti microphone. You're right. That slave mindset is sick, and they don't mind staying in that slave mindset. It's like I said, it's just sad. It's sick to watch. It really is. But I try to tune all of that out. I'm gonna try to do. If I have to do videos on coons from now on, or if you want me to do a video about one, please send me a video where it just talks about their wake up call or something happening to them that's more well deserved. Those that would actually make me feel better. You said clooning was supposed to be eradicated by now. See, the thing is, the white community, for the most part, well, for those who are in power, know that there's a profit in clooning, and they can use that to. They need tokens. Let's put it that way. They need tokens because they cannot do it alone. See, they need tokens so they can say, "See, this black person said this, that, and the third." They need that because they know it's certain things that they can't say that they know that their tokens can get away with saying. All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off of this right now. I said I was only going to be on for a few more minutes. Not when I said a few more minutes, I meant to 7:30. But I'm glad that y'all was able to tune in. I had a little bit more viewers this time than I did the last time, even though I think the most I had today was like 19, I believe it was. I think that was the highest it said it went as far as live viewership. Just continue to share the channel with as many people as possible. So the subscriber count can continue to rise up on this particular channel so I can have more views and have more engagement, try to get it back to how it was the old way. And hopefully eventually I can do more collabs, like do a collab video, maybe with the one of Z soon. And when we get together and we do a collab video, we can go for hours and just talking about whatever. And we bring both of our audiences together, my audience and his audience. Some of us have the same people. So yeah. Um, I will talk to y'all later, of course, on the main channel. I'm probably gonna upload a video, probably one more video tonight. I don't know which one is gonna be. I have so many, but y'all will enjoy it. But until next time, I will talk to y'all later. I'll probably do another live stream probably sometime next week because I'm gonna be pretty busy starting tomorrow, going all the way through Tuesday. So I'll talk to y'all later.